to...
not even permit me to go to the teacher training colleges.
All right, you can go to the teacher training colleges, but before you do, and I'll give each one of you, gentlemen, ample time to respond to these issues. But
okay, thank you. So thank you.
Just hold there, Mr. Musah. So I want, because you've brought free SHS, I want to run this by you. There have been calls, numerous calls, innumerable in fact, for free SHS to be tweaked in terms of those who can actually sustain it, those who can pay, like parents. And I recall reading something about the World Bank assisting our country to review free SHS, which I found very interesting. But I just wanted to run this example by you. Kenya's free secondary education. And they've been doing this. They started this long before we did. They started in 2008. The program was free secondary education. And for day schools and boarding schools, there were different dynamics. For the day schools, parents were obliged to pay about 23% of the total. That is for day schools. And for boarding schools, parents had to pay all fees. All the fees. If you were in the system, you paid all the fees with a minute government subsidy. But for the day students, they were paying 23% of the total as parents. Do you feel it is high time we tweaked our own free SHS system, good as it is? I don't think there's anybody who says free education is wrong. When Nkrumah did it, we saluted him. We can't say otherwise in this administration. But the point is the implementation. What do you think about this?
Look, as far back as 1951, the name of the schools are called local authority. Check, go and check. The names of the schools at the time were local authority. It means that the locals, they have certain amount of input into it. They have certain amount of input into what goes into running of the schools. Because at the end of the day, their children will benefit out of it. So if at this particular point, we are saying that states should absorb every particular thing, when we know very well that we don't have unlimited resources, then certainly it stands to reason that we need to review our policy. Look, I have read about Kenya and other related African countries. The best approach is this. Adopt the policy that is good for you. You see, it is not, I mean, you cannot say that because somebody is doing this, doing that, you want to do the same thing. As far back as 1951, we have a policy or we have an arrangement which I would call the hybrid approach. Government is involved and the parents are involved and the school authorities are involved. That is why we have the school management system, the SMC. That is why we have the PTA. We have the old boys, we have the chiefs and all those people. They all contribute certain amount of resources to get it done. So if you go to those areas, number one, the chiefs will provide you land. The old boys will also provide you with, particularly those that are well placed. They do what you call homecoming to come and support the schools. These are all parts of our governance system of our education. And we are saying that the current approach, where we are saying that government should absorb, do everything, I think that it will be quite difficult given our financial position. The time has come that we go back to our old ways. Our old ways simply meaning that the old boys are ready to help, the parents are ready to help. If I say the parents are ready to help, I am not talking about saying that everybody should pay. No. Let us adopt the equity system, which we call the redistributive policy. Let us go to it. Those who can help, let them help. I don't think, look, let me conclude on this particular one. Where I am coming from, and as Ghanaians, there is a saying that Obaku for Newu, Obaku for Neshe. I repeat, the account say that Obaku for Newu, Obaku for Neshe. So it stands to reason that the fact that an individual gives birth to somebody, it is not the responsibility of that particular individual alone to take care of it. The state is involved, the church is involved, the old boys are involved. We are all involved in bringing that person up. After all, if at the end of the day, that person becomes a doctor, it is not only the father and mother that benefits from it. That person who becomes a doctor, who becomes a teacher, who becomes a lawyer, the society benefits from it. The engineer will benefit society. And that is why it is a collective responsibility. And that is why if some of us are talking about we need to review it, One person will give birth, but it takes more than that particular individual to get that particular child get the best. So let us look at our system. After all, we've done it before since 1951. We have a lot of examples. We have a lot of good things that we have done since 1951. We can go back to some of these policies and let's just get our way clear and get out from the situation where we are now.
So you are proposing, Sankofa, we should go back to our roots. Some have said that we've been tweaking or playing with our education system too much.
No,
3 years,
please,
3 years
please,
SHS, 4 years SHS,
please,
this and that.
Let me clarify. We are talking here about funding. The issue now is about funding.
Right.
And the funding approach is what we are talking about, regardless of the system you put in place.
Okay.
If you don't give it funding, it will be cost 90.
All right.